This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting, brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, July 30th. First up, podcast advertising benchmarks Q2 2024. Magellan AI has posted their latest quarterly benchmark report built from analysis of just over 101,000 podcast episodes that they track directly and for their clients. Noted trends include a 22% year-over-year increase in podcast ad revenue from last year. In addition, ad load increased 20%, reaching 7.19% advertising per episode on average. Given the data pool used for the report, an increased ad load could be an indicator of factors other than the monitored podcast adding net new advertising slots. For example, 2023's advertising headwinds could mean existing ad slots are being more consistently filled this year. Regardless, a positive growth for podcast advertising. Next up, why YouTube and TikTok creators aren't going all in on AI-generated videos. While at VidCon, Digiday's Tim Peterson interviewed both fans and content creators alike for their perspectives regarding the use of generative AI in video creation. YouTubers like Hank Green and TikTok personalities like vSphere find AI-powered tools like automatic captioning programs can be helpful behind the scenes, but using generative AI to create content used on camera is detrimental to the overall product. The current state of generative AI video and audio tools consistently generates a homogeneous product, occasionally with clear influences pulled from other creators' work that doesn't evoke the same style audiences signed up for in the first place when they followed that particular creator. And finally, should web browsers be regulated? With the internet becoming widespread and important to everyday commerce and communication, organizations such as Movement for an Open Web argue services like browsers should be regulated similarly to other public utilities. With privacy and consumer-based legislation passing more and more in recent years, such as the Digital Markets Competition and Consumers Act in the UK, the idea of internet browser regulation becomes more likely. Something for podcasting to keep in mind, as their core podcast apps are themselves bespoke internet browsers. As for the rest of the news, Jon Stewart called out NBC and CNN, claiming the networks refused to allow their reporters to appear on his podcast to discuss their stories. Strategic Media interviews the team behind Murder, She Told, and the Podcast Academy shares their tips for growing your podcast audience with feed drops sourced from the Podglomerate. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The Download is written and produced by Newton Shuttlecotti, myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.